History loves to tell us simple stories, heroes and villains, good and evil, black and white. But in the spirit of the Financial Historian channel, we know reality is never that simple. The real story always hides in gray zones, in silent contracts, in unwritten agreements. Today I will talk to you about pirates, but not the romantic sea pirates from movies. I am talking about the pirates used by states to keep their own hands clean, the ones who did what official armies could not do, and whose profits were quietly shared in the shadows. This is not a crime story, this is a story of financial engineering. In history, piracy is often presented as a system collapse, as if states weakened, laws disappeared, chaos began, and pirates emerged. But sources tell us the opposite. Piracy was not the breakdown of the system, piracy was the system itself, just in an outsourced form. As empires expanded, their problems expanded with them. Protecting sea routes required thousands of ships, tens of thousands of soldiers, and enormous amounts of money. State budgets were not enough to protect every port, every caravan, every trade route. But empires did not want to stand idle. They wanted to disrupt their rivals' trade and weaken their economic power. That is when a brilliant financial instrument appeared, the letter of Marque, a piracy license issued by the state. It was just a piece of paper, but its signature could turn a criminal into a national hero. The state said, "Go, loot enemy ships, seize their goods, but do it in my name. Officially, I will not be there." This was the financial engineering of violence. The state paid no salary, bought no ships, took no responsibility for dead men. All risk belonged to private individuals. But when profit arrived, the state quietly took its share. In this model, the state behaved like an investor with zero risk. If the pirate failed, the state denied him. If he succeeded, the state demanded its percentage. What do we call this today? Privatized risk, socialized profit. This model exists everywhere today, from banking systems to tech giants. But back then, it was called piracy. One of the most famous privatized pirates was Sir Francis Drake. In England, he is a national hero. Schoolbooks call him a brave explorer. But for Spain, he was just a criminal pirate. He looted Spanish ships, burned ports, stole gold convoys. And who benefited from all this? Queen Elizabeth I. Officially, she knew nothing. On paper, Drake was an explorer, but the royal treasury was filled with his loot. The rise of the British Empire cannot be separated from pirates like Drake. The Queen denied everything. She said she never gave such orders. This policy is called plausible deniability. If Spain complained, she could say, "This man is independent. I am not responsible." But everyone in court knew it was state strategy. It was simply disguised on paper. Where do we see this today? In cyber warfare. A country's energy grid collapses. Bank networks are paralyzed. Government websites are hacked. Everyone asks who did it. And the answer is always the same. We don't know, independent hacker groups. But behind the scenes, everyone knows states provide money, protection, logistics. They just officially deny it. Because international law exists, you cannot attack without declaring war. But through hackers, you can. Violence is the same, only tools changed. Back then it was cannons and swords. Today it is code and servers. The license is no longer paper. It is hidden inside lines of code. Now let's look at the economic core. Who financed pirate ships? Not states. Private investors. Merchants, bankers, aristocrats. They bought ships, gathered crews, purchased weapons. If the mission failed, the money was lost. Men died. Nobody paid compensation. But if it succeeded, gold, silver, spices were divided, and the state took its cut. This model is still alive. In startups, in crypto, in high-risk investments, thousands take risks. Profits concentrate in very few hands. Hacker groups operate the same way. If caught, they are criminals. If successful, they become strategic assets. Status always depends on outcome. So what is the difference between a hero and a criminal? A signature. History proves this. The moment peace is signed, yesterday's patriotic privateer becomes today's criminal to be hanged. The state says, "War is over. We no longer need you." Yesterday's hero is executed. Same today. Hackers are protected while serving state interests. The moment they disobey, they become terrorists. The system never changes. Only the decoration does. Legitimacy is a piece of paper always in the hands of the powerful. When empires were strong, they monopolized violence. Large armies, open wars, flags, cannons. But when they weakened, they privatized violence. Because open war is expensive. Public opinion is dangerous. Defeat becomes political crisis. So invisible wars began. Pirates, spies, saboteurs. Today we see the digital version. Wars happen on servers. Bank systems collapse. Energy grids shut down. Elections are manipulated. But nobody declares war. Everything is blamed on independent groups. And states again deny involvement. But planners always sit at the same table. This is the hidden war of modern digital empires. And its financial logic has never changed. Strong states monopolize violence. Weak states outsource it. This cycle repeats. The state navy is a heavy sword. Outsourced pirates and hackers are poison daggers hidden in pockets. The sword is visible. The dagger is silent. History shows even if the hand changes, the goal remains the same. Money, power, control. Now look at how this system is normalized. History books romanticize pirates, free spirits, rebels, adventurers. But in reality, they were secret soldiers of empires. States knew this, so they told a different story. Pirates were called traders, explorers, but every step served political goals. Burning a port was not vandalism. It was economic warfare. Looting a caravan was price manipulation. Modern sanctions work the same way. Destroy an economy without declaring war. Pirates did the same centuries ago. Invisible economic wars. If an empire cannot win openly, it cuts trade routes, increases insurance costs, scares merchants. Economy suffocates. Cyber attacks do the same. Paralyze banks. People panic. Markets crash. Today, a server room is as strategic as a port. A fiber cable is a trade route. States keep their hands clean. They say, I give permission, but I don't know you. You carry my flag, but you are not my soldier. Politically genius. No proof. Everything looks private. Same in cyberspace. States don't pay hackers officially. They just give safe zones, share information, open doors, then deny everything. This gives double advantage. Attack without guilt. Profit without responsibility. Now the dark side. Pirate life was brutal. Disease, hunger, death. The state never cared. Same today. Hackers caught go to prison. The state denies them. When successful, their names disappear. State gains politically. This system repeats because people forget. Empires weakened. Pirates were cheap. Insurance logic. If they succeed, you win. If they fail, you lose nothing. Today, cyber war is cheap. No soldier deaths. Politically safe, but socially destructive. People don't know friend or enemy. Trust collapses. Information pollution spreads. States face another problem. Controlling what they created. Pirates always escape control. They want more power. Same with hackers. Blackmail, leaks, extortion. Yesterday's heroes become enemies. Why do states take this risk? Because alternatives are expensive. War costs too much. Outsourcing is cheap. Corporate logic, transfer responsibility. States do the same. This system is not history. It is now. Technology made it cheaper. Once piracy required ships. Today a laptop is enough. A few young people can paralyze a country. Looks attractive to states. Costs fall. Efficiency rises. But control disappears. And history shows loss of control leads to chaos. States never abandon violence. They change its form. Yesterday cannons. Today code. Tomorrow unknown. But goal stays the same. Weaken rivals. Control resources. The actors change. Pirates. Hackers. New names. Same logic. Now deeper. This is not just war. It is financial engineering. Risk transfer. Empires asked how to gain power without responsibility. Answer: outsource violence. Britain presented itself as civilized while financing pirates. Gold flowed to London. Banks grew. Insurance companies emerged. Modern finance stands on pirate money. Today, stolen crypto, data sold, money cleaned, invested. Same system. different tools. States cannot control what they create. Frankenstein syndrome. Hackers become independent. Ransomware. Hospitals attacked. Chaos. Short-term gain beats long-term risk. Official war is disappearing. Hidden war is cheaper. Anyone can attack now. Power is democratized. Information is the weapon. Now we see pirates and hackers are just tools. The system is the problem. Risk to weak, profit to strong. Capitalism works the same. Workers bear risk. Shareholders gain. States copy this. Legitimacy depends on which side you serve. Patriot or terrorist. Flag decides. This destroys ethics. People stop asking if it is right. They ask who benefits. Tech giants now hold power. Algorithms influence elections. Data is weaponized. This is digital piracy. People normalize it. Cyber attacks feel normal. Companies buy cyber insurance. Danger becomes routine. History shows violence never disappears. Only changes clothes. Sailor becomes programmer. Sword becomes keyboard. Loser is always ordinary people. Trader losing goods. User losing savings. States remain hidden. Collect profit. Big picture. Pirates then. Hackers now. Same logic. Outsource violence to avoid responsibility. States legitimize it with national security. Magic word. Fear rules. People trade freedom for comfort. Invisible enemy is hardest. Nobody accountable. Crime becomes normal. States become dependent on hackers. Dangerous addiction. Final metaphor. State navy is sword. Hackers are daggers. Today, the world is ruled by daggers. Main message. History never dies. It changes form. Risk to weak. Profit to strong. Follow the money. After attacks, who gained? Truth is there. Violence never disappears. It rebrands. Human exploits human. System calls it normal. You have a choice. Understand it or lose again. This video doesn't sell fear, it shows reality. Reality never changes. Only the mask does. History removes masks. If you don't today, tomorrow may be too late.